So I was reading Ezekiel 34, and something very interesting happened in my theological understanding of the word. It says, "The word of Adonai came to me, human being, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel. Prophesy, tell them, the shepherds, that Adonai Elohim says this: Woe to the shepherds of Israel who feed themselves. Shouldn't the shepherds feed the sheep? You eat the choice meat, you clothe yourself with the wool, and you slaughter the best of the herd, but you don't feed the sheep. You don't strengthen the weak, heal the sick, bandage the broken, bring back the outcasts, or seek the lost. On the contrary, you tyrannize them with crushing force. So they were scattered without a shepherd and became food for every wild animal." Those are some powerful symbolisms, don't you think? I mean, we all know Yeshua said to Peter, "Do you love me?" And then he said, "Then feed my lambs, sheep." So we know this is symbolic. We know shepherds should be focusing on the sheep, not themselves. This was the indictment Adonai made against the shepherds in Ezekiel's time, and this correlates with Yeshua and the shepherds that were over the sheep of his time, and I think it applies to us today. What is that? Ecclesiastes 1:9 says that what was will be. Anyway, it goes on to say, "Therefore, shepherds, hear the word of Adonai. As I live, Adonai Elohim swears, because my sheep have become prey, my sheep have become food for every wild animal, since there was no shepherd, since my shepherds didn't look for my sheep, and instead my shepherds fed themselves, but not my sheep. Therefore, shepherds, hear the word of Adonai. Adonai Elohim says, I am against the shepherds. I demand that they hand my sheep back to me. I will not allow them to feed the sheep, and they won't feed themselves either. I will rescue my sheep from their mouths. They will be food for them no longer. For here is what Adonai Elohim says, I am taking over. I will search for my sheep and look after them myself. Just as a shepherd looks after his flock when he finds himself among his scattered sheep, so I will look after my sheep. I will rescue them from all the places where they were scattered when it was cloudy and dark. I will bring them back from those peoples, gather them from those countries, and return them to their own land. Then I will let them feed on the mountains of Israel, by the streams, and in all the livable places of the land. I will have them feed in my good pastures. In good pastures. Their grazing ground will be on the high mountains of Israel. They will rest in good grazing grounds and feed in rich pastures on Israel's mountains. Yes, I will pasture my sheep, and I will let them rest, says Adonai Elohim. I will seek the lost, to bring back the outcasts, bandage the broken, and strengthen the sick. But the fat and strong I will destroy. I will feed them with judgment. As for you, my flock, Adonai Elohim says this, I will judge between sheep and other sheep, between rams and billy goats." And that's where the explosion happened in my brain. Because as we recall the words of Yeshua, he says, I was sent to the lost sheep. Whoa. And Isaiah 58 talks about the type of fasts Jehovah wants. He talks about getting to the real heart of the matter of what we're supposed to be doing and practicing. Wow. And it says in verse 23, I will raise up one shepherd to be in charge of them. Didn't Yochanan 10:16, John 10:16 talk about Yeshua saying there will be one shepherd and one flock? Mind blown. So Yeshua wasn't just giving a cool analogy for his day. He was referencing what Jehovah had said. Wow. And then the whole shepherd abusing the sheep thing. Well, the apostles talked about wolves in sheep's clothing, knowing them by their fruit. Ooh. Ezekiel 34 is loaded and connects to the Brit Hadashah, to our Yeshua, Jesus. Yeah. My sheep hear my voice, the voice of another they will not follow. That one comes to mind. It's like Yeshua gives all these details of what Jehovah promised. And the part about the rams and the billy goats, well, didn't Yeshua say in Matthew, about he'll set the sheep on his right hand and the goats on his left? And all of them think they've been relating to him and realize, oh my gosh, I'm a goat or I'm a sheep. I want to be a sheep, don't you? Yeah. I'm going to study this one some more, and this is getting really good.